2025 almost broke me. And I'm not being dramatic, like it's true. I thought I was going to fall apart multiple times this year. I am a full time finance student, a content creator, a supportive partner in a loving relationship, and I just started a book club for conscious moms because I wanted to give us space to have somewhere that holds us when we're done holding up the world. And it just felt like no matter what I did, I was failing at everything. Like I just felt like I was drowning this year. Like, did you get the same feeling? But I let you in on a secret. These 5 lessons that I'm going to share with you are what saved me. They kept showing up for me when I needed them most. And they didn't just get me through the year, they completely transformed who I am today. And if you haven't heard by now, 2025 was all about releasing old cycles, releasing old patterns, and making the breakthroughs that you needed to get you to the other side of 2026. It was the year of the 9, we're going into the year of the 1. And it forced me to release patterns that I didn't even know that I was still stuck in, like people pleasing and overextending myself and never putting myself and my needs first. And just kind of like letting people walk all over me. And so 2025 was very, very eye-opening for me. But now I'm stepping into 2026 as the most confident woman who trusts herself, who now protects her peace over productivity, and who was able to go through life without needing validation. And so if you're ending this year feeling like you're exhausted or you've given way more than you thought you should have in 2025, then this video is for you, okay? I'm going to share with you the top 5 lessons that are going to take you from feeling depleted to feeling energetic, powerful, and confident in this new year. Let's get into it. By the way, my name is Anya, and I help Black moms build amazing lives that they are obsessed with while still raising amazing little humans. So the first lesson I wanted to cover is have trust in yourself. Oh my gosh, whatever you're dreaming of, you were given this vision for a reason. You have to understand and trust and know that it is being supported and it is for you. Trust that it's enough and that you're capable of seeing this vision through. Like, God doesn't make mistakes, okay? Whatever vision you got is for you and it's uniquely designed for you. It's your purpose and you should go for it. You have to trust that you have it for a reason. I'm currently in school for finance. I am getting my bachelor's degree in finance with a concentration in financial planning. And this semester or this past semester had me stressed. I was not sure that I was going to survive fundamentals of investments. Oh my God. I was literally at the point where in the middle of the semester, I was emailing both my advisor and my teacher. I was crying for days on assignments that I didn't understand. It was like Greek to me. I was ready to quit, give up, and I had to take a moment of clarity and said, you know what? You have this dream for a reason. You know why you're in school for finance. You know who you want to help. You know who you want to serve. Trust that this is just a class. This is just a single moment in time, and that the challenges that you're going through is not going to be the projection of what your career is going to look like. I hope so. And so trusting in that allowed me to actually finish out the semester with an A, even though week 5 I was very scared. I'm not gonna lie, I was very, very scared. And just having that trust was the only thing that could get me through and help me see that, okay, it's okay to breathe. Like, this one instance is not, again, a projection of everything. So have that trust in yourself. Know that God got you. And whatever you believe in, when I say God, I do mean Buddha, Krishna, Jesus, whoever you believe in has got you. Okay? You got you, most importantly. My second lesson is to pick your battles. Like, honestly, not everything is your responsibility. And I know as women that can be kind of tough because we feel so responsible for the people that we care about, for those who are around us, but we also tend to overextend ourselves and we kind of put ourselves in situations that we don't need to be in. Like, let's just be clear what you are responsible for. You're responsible for your home, your children, your job, your career, you, okay? You always be responsible for those things. Now, that being said, those are your responsibilities, but you don't have to make everything your problem. Okay? We just wind up taking on way too much that we don't need to by inserting ourselves and trying to control everything. Not everything is your responsibility. I'll share an example. In my relationship, like, I'm considered the healthy eater. I'm considered the healthy person. I am plant-based, vegan, have been so for many, many years now. And my partner is not. And I don't judge that. However, I was going through a season this year where I was very concerned about his eating habits, and not because it was meat. It was more so because of the amount of junk food that he was consuming, the lack of water that he was intaking. And I made it like my personal mission almost to be like, how much water did you drink every day? What did you eat? How many snacks did you consume? And I was coming from a place of love, but I was also making his eating habits, his health, my responsibility, and it's not. And I can love you and support you where you're at and know that this is your journey that you have to go through. I'm not trying to turn you into a vegan. However, it would be easier, but that's not my goal. My goal is to see you healthy and happy, and you have to decide that for yourself. And so my point is, whatever you are taking on, make sure it's actually something that you need to take on. And if it's for someone else, you can love them and support them from a distance, but know that everyone is on their journey. No matter how much you may want to help, sometimes the best thing to do is to take a step back, not only for yourself, but for the other person involved, and to give everyone just a little bit of space. Again, giving yourself that room to breathe and giving the other person the room to come into their own, because I know that he will turn around on his own time, and that's his choice to do so, even if he doesn't make that decision. Okay, so number 3, let your no lead to your yes. And this is a big one, okay? This involves learning to say no to things that may feel scary, may make you feel uncomfortable, that you may feel tense about, but doing so because you know it'll actually set you up for what you want to be a yes to. Like saying no actually sets you up for your yes. Okay, like what does this mean? What does this mean? So in life, we only have a certain amount of capacity, right? To hold a certain amount of things. But if we're always saying yes to every little thing that pops up, even if we don't even want to do it, like, do you know how many things that I've said yes to that I didn't want to do in my life? Like, do you want, can I have some money? Sure. And you guys say like, sure, I'll give it to you. No, I didn't want to give it to you. No, say no. You know how many majors I went through in school just trying to figure out the thing that was right instead of like figuring out what I didn't like, you know. Saying no creates space for more blessings and more opportunities to show up in your life because you are no longer filled and consumed with a bunch of things that do not align with you. That does not align with your purpose. That doesn't align with who you are. And you're not just saying yes because you need to feel validated or you need to people please. No, you're only saying yes to the things that align for you and saying no to everything else. Like life is a capacity game. How much are you willing to hold? And if you're always holding a bunch of things, how are you ever going to have space for things that you really want? For the things that you really are on your heart? I had to say no to a lot of things this year, not knowing what the outcome was going to be, not knowing what that meant for me. Me and my partner went through a lot of transition because we were saying no and not sure how that was going to be. For example, I made a decision that I was not going back to the hospital, that I was not going to continue my career in sterile processing, that I was choosing a new path for myself. And every time money got tight or every time that I felt like I was in a moment of lack, my mind would ask me, hey, do you want to go back to the hospital? You got a job waiting over there. You know you could do it. You know you could do it. You know you could do it. But I had to stand firm in my no. I said that wasn't for me anymore. And the minute that I said that, I had opportunities for internships coming up and more money came into the household that was not required for me to go work a full-time job in a field that I didn't like anymore, in a field that didn't make me feel good, that didn't align with my new purpose. But it's scary in the moment because you're like bills and money and all the things. But yet the blessings continue to show up because I was very firm in my no. I had a new vision of how I could support my family, and it did not involve working in that particular position and working in that way. And I stuck with it. I had to say no to a lot of the patterns that we were repeating in our relationship, like not having communication and the language that we used around our finances and how it made us feel, both individually and together. Like I had to say no to that. We had to say no to those things so that we could have a better relationship. And that is actually a great segue into lesson number 4, which is do more by doing less. And this one actually comes from my favorite mentor, Preston Smiles. And it's a head scratcher. Like, how do you do more by doing less? Like, what? And that's what I said to him when he said it to me. Like, what do you mean? And again, it's about choosing to not be in hustle mode and instead living by your values, living by your standards, setting the boundaries in place that you need to support you. So you're not always feeling like you're overextended. and overwhelmed and overworked and burned out. Like, I have lived my entire life in hustle mode. And you know what that got me? Burnout. You know what that got me? Exhaustion. You know what that got me? Frustration. So I'm like, how can I do more, have more, be in more abundance by doing less of the things that stress me out? And when you can crack this code, when you can truly understand what I'm saying, oh my God, your entire life will change, mama. Like, I promise you. I thought that if I kept working hard, that I just stuck to a schedule, that if I just did more and was more, that I could be more. And that is not true, because I just got more of the same. But what if I took a softer approach, okay? What if I decided that I could have it all and I could do more by living by my values instead of my to-do list? So I'm actually starting an experiment for an entire year in 2026 called the Soft Life Experiment, and it's actually going to be premiering very, very soon. I will link the intro video in the description box below so that you guys can catch the first clip, and week 1 starts next week, so you gotta tune back in for that. But an entire year of me living by my values and not my to-do list and not by my schedule, and choosing to embody the values of a woman who has what I have instead of choosing to live in hustle mode and burnout. And so, yes, you guys want to come back for that, because I have seen how doing more by doing less in just a few instances in my life this year has caused huge shifts in my life overall. And so I really am interested in seeing how this magnifies for the entire year. Okay. And finally, my 5th and final lesson, and my most favorite lesson of 2025, was to live for you. Like, this year, I decided that I'm going to stop living for everybody else and just live for me. What does that mean? I have spent so much time in the past trying to people please, trying to make everyone else happy, trying to make sure that everyone else feels comfortable being around me. And it meant that I was showing up in an inauthentic way, and I was showing up inauthentically in my life in general. And that meant that I couldn't be happy, that I wasn't living for me and my desires. In fact, I didn't even know what that was at the beginning of this year. I didn't even know what I wanted. People would ask me, what makes you happy? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, what makes you happy? Like, what can I do for you? And that's a big shock. And that was eye-opening for me. Like, hey, what do I want? What would make Anya feel good? What feels in alignment for me? And it was especially hard when I became a mom, because I felt like it was my duty to provide for everyone else first, especially my daughter, prior to giving anything to myself. That was my role. That was my job as a mom. And yes, I'm supposed to care for my child, but I also know that not to the extreme or the detriment of myself. And so I asked myself, is this the example that I want to set for my daughter? Is this what I would want her to embody? Is this how I would want her to live her life? No. I want her to have an independent and thriving, successful life that she loves and feels proud of and feels good to be in, because it's her life. So I decided to pour into my own interests and explore my passions and explore what makes me happy, which is one of the reasons why I started my Conscious Queendom book club. Like, I wanted to create a space where we really felt seen and heard as moms. And I love to read. Why not read and have community and social gatherings and just experience something with another woman and hold her up and have her feel like she's a part of a community too. And so if you're interested in joining a Conscious Queen of Book Club, I'm going to go ahead and leave that link in the description box below. It's completely free to sign up. This is all about community and all about love. So again, I definitely want to see you in there for 2026. We are starting off with some amazing books. You are not too late to sign up, okay? I stopped trying to fill my schedule with all the things I thought I was supposed to do, and started to fill them with things that I wanted to do and wanted to experience and wanted to feel and wanted to, embody, things that I hadn't given myself the opportunity to, because I was so focused on everyone else and their desires and their needs. And when I started to do that, it created so much more space for me to continue to find things that I loved, and allows me to step into 2026 knowing exactly what I like, exactly what I want, and with more confidence as a woman. This is your life, mama. You get to live it, and you deserve to live it in a way that makes you feel good. So before we go, let me know in the comments which one of these lessons was your favorite. Like, which one are you going to implement first in 2026? If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that like button. It's just a free way to support the channel so that I know that you're enjoying my content. And if you really like this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my upcoming content, especially not the Soft Life Experiment, which starts next week. I'm so excited for this new year and to be going on this journey with you guys. I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Bye.